Hello YouTube, and thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video we have an unboxing and installation of the SW Motech SLC system for their side carriers and panniers. I did consider the Hepco and Becker C Bow system, which I installed previously on my NX500, which was very successful and allowed me to have two panniers with a low profile system which worked really well, and they were really good, very impressive indeed, and were able to carry a lot of luggage or contents in that. I mean, I think it's about 15, if I remember right, about 15 litres each side, and they were very good and waterproof actually. I've chosen the SW Motech system because it's a lower profile system. I had one of these on my BMW R19 and they were, well, it was very good and suits, I think, the bike better for a one bag system if you want to have just one bag, one smallish bag, which at the moment I only need one bag. I will consider putting another like rail on the other side and another small bag as well, but at the moment one bag is enough. So this comes very well packaged and it's quickly dispatched. I'm impressed with the dispatch time on this. I'll put some links into the description so you can have a look at where I bought this from. It comes, always has come very well packed, and the product is beautifully made. It's typical German over-engineering, really solid, superb stuff. Much like the Hepco and Becker, which is also obviously German as well. Sort of a much of a muchness. I suppose the difference between this rail and the Hepco and Becker C Bow system is that it uses a slightly different mechanism with three latch points for the luggage, as opposed to one large area C Bow connection with a lock. Now the disadvantage with this particular rail is that you have no locking mechanism with it. One of the big advantages of the Hepco and Becker is that you have a locking mechanism with keys. They're about the same price as well. So if you can identify that you need to be able to keep your luggage on the bike and you wish to lock it up and not carry it with you, then I would recommend that you do the same as our friend Stuart and Stuart Fillingham. If you look at his YouTube channel, I'll pop a link up here, and to the video where he fits the Hepco and Becker system. Yeah, they're very good. If you intend to keep the luggage on the bike and you want to lock it, that is definitely a superior system. But for me and for my needs going forwards, I think I only need something which is going to be on the bike temporarily. It's only going to be one small bag where I can put my disc lock, my camera equipment, and I will take it with me. I will carry it around with me because it's small and light enough to do that. So you do have to download the instructions from that QR code, and as you can see, I'm just checking all that I've got all of the right bolts and nuts and washers in place, which I have. I've never had an issue with these guys. They always send everything as they should. Yeah, it's very well packaged, and the quality of the fasteners and the nuts and washers are excellent. The instructions are particularly good as well, very comprehensive. Obviously you have to print them out yourself. I always find printing them out is the best option if you can. If you haven't got a printer, obviously if you've got a laptop or an iPad with a larger screen, then you can get away with using that quite well. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, to be honest with you. It is pretty straightforward. You don't really need the instructions, not really. It's quite self-explanatory the way it's been designed, and you'll see that when it goes on the bike. It's pretty obvious sort of how it fits. But it's always good to have a little look at these instructions first to see if it's going to accommodate you well. On this instruction leaf, you can see it's going on the left-hand side. Well, I've chosen the right-hand side purely and simply because I just prefer the look of it on the right-hand side. Now, I know that the exhaust is on the right-hand side, so technically speaking, I suppose it would have been more sensible to have put it on the left-hand side to balance the weight. But in usage, I've not actually had a problem. The weight is I can't really tell it's on there, even when it's full with my camera equipment and even my heavy disc lock. I can't tell. But yeah, these fasteners are certainly very, very well machined. Everything is very high quality. Yeah, you can't really fault the machining on this. I've had a couple of these now and never had any cause for concern about the quality of the components. The welds are really superb. And these bars do pack a punch. I had somebody sort of hit me on a car, and it didn't even touch this bracket. It didn't even dent it or didn't move it at all. It was superb. So we get on to the installation. So you just need, really all you need with this is an Allen key, some Loctite and a torque wrench. Now, unfortunately, the torque settings, I can't find the torque settings for any of these fasteners, and that one I'm undoing now, that's actually, it looks a bit freaky because it looks as if it's going to take the shock absorber off. It isn't. That is merely just a fastener for the bungee hook. Extracting that, removing that doesn't cause any kind of issue, doesn't take the shock absorber away from that the frame. Don't worry about that. It's not an issue. You can quite happily take that out, and with the washer as well. Keep these. You won't be needing these again, but do keep them in a safe place just in case you want to revert the bike back to stock. You might want to do that in the future. If you do, a scenario that would happen would be that perhaps if you move the bike on and you want to take the luggage off to sell it somewhere else with the rail as well to a GB350 owner, and then of course you can get some residual sort of investment back. Obviously, the good thing about these bags, as the Hepco Becker bags, the C Bow system as well, is that if you wanted to leave the rail on the bike and sell it with the bike, you can, because you can take the bag off and use the bag on your new bike. I mean, obviously it's a good idea at that point to check that the SW Motech system or the C Bow system from Hepco Becker, they will support your bike and that the bags will fit the same system. I mean, it's very straightforward, this installation. You will use that larger washer that you can see in my hand there, and you would use the spacer. So the spacer is the original spacer. You will reutilise that, and the washer is one of the new washers. And again, that goes in very, very easily. None of this is difficult. You don't have to put any pressure on any of it. It's beautifully made, precision, and to very, very fine levels of machining. So there's no issues with fitting this at all. And you can see it's gone on already really well. So we'll just tighten these up during this process, and we can give them a good tightening on there. So you can see that I'm tightening those. It's difficult. There's no torque settings, so I usually, as a ballpark, try and tighten these sorts of things when there's no available torque settings to around about 11 Newton meters, 12 Newton meters, something like that. That seems to be sort of good enough for those kind of fastenings. Pretty solid stuff. I mean, yeah. I will give those a torque up later on. So you'll see that I'm going to use some Loctite. Now, previously I'd installed these runners, if you like, just for safekeeping. and now I'm going to extract them and put some thread locker on there. It's recommended you put thread locker on there, because you never know, they may from the adding the bag to the rail and then withdrawing it often can cause those little spinners, those little wheels, to spin around a bit, and it could at some point become loose. So it's a good idea. And also obviously the frequency of the single cylinder engine can cause some vibrations which could cause them to become loose, a little loose. So it's always a good idea to put some thread locker on these, and recommended anyway. And the good thing about these bars is that it gives you a reasonable space, plenty of space, even for the larger bags that you can get, so that they don't, if you like, touch or get close to that shock absorber on the right there, you can see. Now if you do go for the larger bags, and you can get larger ones, they still will miss the exhaust just, but it's just bear that in mind, it only just misses the exhaust. So you might need to add some like some heat resistant tape to the bottom, or of course you could just change out the exhaust. I'm considering changing out the exhaust and putting something a little lighter weight on, a bit like Stuart's exhaust. That looks fabulous, that exhaust he's put on there, but I can't really justify that expense. So I might go for a Black Widow, and they look really good and they're very inexpensive. I quite like their little stainless steel oval exhaust, and if I do that, I'll do an unboxing and installation of that exhaust as well. And here we go. So we're going to torque this. I don't know whether you can see that very well, but it's actually at about 11 Newton meters. Gosh, it's a bit blurred there. Apologies for that. I find that that's about right for any fastenings of that nature. And they, with my experience, they've never really come loose. And it's the only ones really that you need to torque. Obviously, the fastenings that you put the Loctite on, you don't need to torque any of that. So there it is. There's the rail, and I think that looks really good. It's in keeping with the bike. It's nicely powder coated. Yeah, just the job. So the bags, they're great, these Legend Gear bags. They always come so superbly packaged. I mean, you don't really need this bag, this outer bag, but it's great that they still supply their bags in here. Now, they're not the cheapest bags available, admittedly, but they are very, very well made, and they do give a good shout out to being water resistant. They're not waterproof, just bear that in mind, but even in a hefty shower, they're perfectly adequate. I find them to be perfectly adequate, even in a hefty shower. But the great thing about these bags is it does come with a waterproof inner bag as well. And you'll see that in a minute. And here's the inner bag. Yeah, I had a bit of difficulty undoing that. With one hand, it's always a bit difficult, but I get there in the end. But the bag is basically an inner bag. So if you're going to go away for the night and you need to pack a toothbrush and a change of underwear, that kind of thing, then yeah, be assured that you can put anything in this bag. It is 100% waterproof and will roll over and will clip at the top, and you'll see that in a minute. And then that will go inside the main bag. And I can guarantee you that is waterproof, because I accidentally put the jet washer on one of these bags once. It did wet the bag. It didn't actually go through the bag particularly, but I had a drop through on the top because I didn't roll it down, and it didn't touch any of the contents in this waterproof bag at all. So very impressive. It's quite big in there. Now these, I believe, I will put up here somewhere what the size of these bags in litres. But if I can remember, I think it's about 9 to 10 litres. And I find that that's enough. Which means now I can take the I suppose the seat bag that I've got there, I can take that off now, and then I can take a passenger, which is another good thing about this. Now this is a bit tricky with one hand, but it really is so easy with that lever that you can see me using to take the bag off literally within a few seconds. It's so simple. I mean, the quality of the plastics or polycarbonates that they use are absolutely top of the line. There's no brittle plastics involved, and I've never had any of this fail on me in the past. It's always been very high quality. Looks great on the bike, matches everything nicely, and the way that it rolls down and ties down, these bags are superbly well made. All those buckles are metal, proper aluminium, and really well made. So I really highly recommend these bags from SW Motech. I'm not paid to promote these bags. I've got no kickback from this. This is just for your information, really. Choose whatever luggage that you want to, but I've been very impressed with these SW Motech bags. I think they look good, they're very functional, and they're certainly big enough, and there's plenty of room from that exhaust. So as always, thank you so much for watching this short video on this unboxing and installation of these bags, or this bag. I really appreciate your support. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.